Life is a laugh, don't count, learn fast. Half turn a legend, turn a blast from the past.
Wes, great performance. It was nervy at the end. I mean, Torrey scored an incredible goal, but overall, I mean, I think we have to focus on what a great performance that was.
It was absolutely great. My heart's still racing from the last 15 minutes. Torrey hit that, and we were all like, okay.
It didn't even feel like that could happen.
No,
that they could score
just,
at that point.
You see it, it's like 5 passes just kind of nonchalantly between each other, and Torrey's just like, oh, I'm going to hit it, and hits it perfect. And I was like, uh-oh, here we go. But we hung on and defended it well enough to win the game. I just wish we would have scored one when we had a chance with.
And that's the thing, really. We should have put the game away earlier.
Campbell and Ramsey. And the pass to Ramsey was a great pass from Campbell, but I really think he should have just taken it himself. He was at the penalty spot, but, you know, he's young, he's learning. So
Can you pick a man of the match out of that?
You know, it's Ozil, but I'm going to pick somebody that nobody probably thought. I thought Flamini did really well. I saw one mistake. He made one bad pass out of the box, and the rest of the time I don't remember him doing much, which is great from a center defensive mid who's, a billionaire now or whatever. I never thought I'd say that Flamini is playing well, but he's doing well enough to help us survive.
Well, people were so concerned about our midfield going in without Conklin, without Santi, and, I mean, they just dominated.
Yeah, they did absolutely well. I mean,
and Rambo should have scored.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing I'm a little frustrated is Ramsey should have scored a couple times in Campbell. But the midfield has played really well. But Flamini, I think, is starting to understand that he's a little bit older. And, like, he's like, I'm not going to run around and kick people.
We haven't seen him in the last few games run around, like, with his head cut off like we've seen from him a little bit in the past.
He's really just sat in the hole and just protected the center backs and just, I mean, there was a couple of times he helped a counterattack. He'd win it and then just knocked it to Azul, and then we went off on the counterattack. I mean, he just did what he's good at, which is important because sometimes I think players like that try to play out of their realm of what they're capable of doing, and today he just was like, I'm going to do my job, and he did it. So
both of the strikers at the club scored today. You're a massive Theo Walcott fan, maybe the biggest I know. Just give them some love. I mean, but, you know, everyone keeps talking about January's coming up. We need a striker, and both guys score.
Yeah, hopefully Giroud's healthy and not hurt, but I think he was cramping or just kind of just milking the time. But, you know, the thing that is most important about Theo, it's not even that he scored a goal today. I mean, that was important. I just think he changes the way other teams have to play all over the field, and it just opens up space for Giroud, and it opens up space for Mesut. And, I mean, what a blast he hit.
And people were talking about Mesut's work rate today, which was great, but Theo was all over the place too.
Oh, he was defending like he looked like a right back at times, and left back he was coming back and defending. Even Giroud, a couple times when they would pass it backwards, came back and poked the ball away and got some wins. Like, that's the kind of defending you need if you're going to go win a league title, and you need that every week.
Yeah. And what do you think about Joel Campbell? I thought he still looks a little out of his depth at times, but he doesn't stop running, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's. You know, the first 2 games, I think we're all frustrated, but it's just for him, he needs a run of play. I think I said on the website, I was like, when guys like that and Chamberlain starts getting run of play, they're going to play themselves into it. I mean, Campbell did well in the World Cup stage for a reason. He's a quality player, but he hasn't played a lot at Arsenal, so it's a different level for him because at Costa Rica, he's kind of like go do everything kind of player, and now at Arsenal, he's got to fit in, and he's got to be able to pass the ball, and he's got to be able to do all those things, and he's finally starting to do that. He's just got to be a little more focused on that final ball and trying to score it. So.
And finally, did we just show that we're the title favorites?
I think so. I've said, you know, my other assistant coach, he's a United fan. He's been joking that they're going to get Mourinho and they're going to win. But I just told him, they just have a different feel this year, that they're going to persevere through injuries or whatever goes wrong, that they're going to continue to fight.
And that's the thing. City have been so inconsistent. I know they've had some injuries too. Leicester, you just feel like they're going to fall away eventually. Yeah. We've had so many injuries the whole season. We still hopefully haven't seen our best run yet.
No, absolutely. That's the thing. Like today, I was like, who's our third sub? It's like, you know, we've kind of down. I mean, it was Chambers, which is still a decent player at the time. He's young. But it's like we get back January, February, start having guys like Welbeck come off the bench if he's healthy, or, you know, Ramsey or Cazorla. Like, there's so many options when they start coming back. Then you start being able to actually rotate the squad a little bit without, like, messing up the rhythm of the team, and I think that's important when there's so many games. And I mean, obviously we're still in Champions League and FA Cup, so we're going to need that. I think the next 2 or 3 weeks is going to be the most crucial time because there's so many games, and we really don't have enough players, I think, right now, but maybe we can do well enough. And they got Mesut off, so he got a little bit of a rest. So
yes or no, are we going to win the league?
We're going to win the league. I picked it at the beginning of the year with my very dumb Man United Preston Wyroth fan, and he laughed at me. And I said I didn't predict the last 2 years. I think this is the year,
That was a long yes, but thank you.
Lover from another new name every Saturday. Bright lights in the city, Broad Street matinee. Johnny on the jack again, winking at a West.